Hello everybody, welcome back. This is part 3 of the Jaguar XJ8 Sport Project, and I wasn't going to do a video today. I was literally going out and changing some bulbs, and then I was just going to stick my head underneath it and investigate why the exhaust's so loud. That turned into something, so I thought I better let you know and what have you. Right, now we'll start with the cats, because I think that's good news. It appears that it's blowing from where the cats join the rest of the exhaust, and it looks like it's a clamping issue. So I'm hoping a couple of exhaust clamps I bought will fix that, but I need to get it in the air to look at that or do that or whatever, or which can't really do at the minute because I've got the kids' wives at work, blah, 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 blah. But anywho, all my lights on the car was working except for the driver's brake light. It was working as a light but not as a brake light, so I thought, oh, I'll chuck a bulb in it. Soon as I chucked a bulb in it, lights up, key out the ignition, bloody everything, it still stays on. Played with the brake, messed around with the wiring, checked a load of fuses and stuff, pissed about for ages, until my mate Fu, who I bought it off, says, oh yeah, it does that. There's a spare security module in the boot that controls the lights, and that's why it works. But it now won't work properly. It'll give you a code on the dash because it's not coded to the car, but the car will run and the lights will work. So at the minute, first of all, this is underneath the fuse box, underneath everything in the boot. It's not the end of the world to get to, but it's not the easiest place to get to neither. Yeah, so I swapped that over, and it did actually fix the light. That's not a problem. It's like, oh, great. So yeah, but it's giving me is it a Regus or a Pegas 6 code or something, or S code or something flashing on the dash. It's really annoying, but there you go. I think that'll do for getting it through a test. But yeah, now I tried to have a go at the exhaust, but I can't quite, because I was being lazy, didn't want to jack it up. Because I can get my arm under and I can feel the bolts and I can feel the clamps and stuff, but everything's so rusty and whatever, nothing's quite fitting. What I need to do is I need to get it up so I can get under it properly and whack another smaller size socket onto it and then force them off or break them, or and then replace them, and then hopefully that helps. But what I've decided, since fitting the other one of these boxes, my mate Richard says to me, he says, well, why don't you take it apart and have a look, see if there's anything on this circuit board that looks like it's broken. Now, I've had reasonable success repairing stuff like that. If you've watched my Virago project, you'll see that I actually fixed the CDI unit on that. I'm not an auto electrician or nothing like that. I know basic stuff with the basic tools, and yeah, so this is probably going to be a little bit of exploring the insides of this, in the hope that together we can all learn something. Now, if you already know the answer to this problem and know why this is doing what it's doing or whatever, stick a comment in the answers for me, because that'll save me a few hours of pissing about diagnosing stuff, and then when I do diagnose it, being not 100% sure if I'm right. Or there is the other option, we get this one cloned, which is the original one, onto the new module, and everything should be hunky-dory. But I don't know how that works. I have to have a word with somebody else who does that sort of stuff to know what the score is. Not sure if I know anybody who can do it on the Jag software, but we'll find out. Well, first things first, I'm going to finish my brew, then we're going to get this case off of this, and we're going to have a look inside. Right, so first things first, this isn't going to be an how-to because I don't know. Yeah, it's going to be a learn together experience. Right, so this is some sort of antenna, which is something to do with the alarm and stuff, I'm assuming. That unbolts off because it's attached to that. And then it looks like we've got these little pop clip doodah things. Yeah, so take your time and be careful. Unbolt that, pop all them, lift the lid off. Alright, that was actually a lot harder than I made that sound. And it's the bottom that comes off, that's not the top. So yeah, for your reference. Right, as you carefully slide that off and lift that off, you've got the thing in here for the lock-in. I wonder, would it be as easy to undo the ribbon cable, swap over them pieces, and then would that make that work again? Because at the minute with the security thing, I'm assuming the alarm and stuff don't work. But that would fix that issue then, wouldn't it? Oh, I'm gonna have a think about that while I go and get my multimeter, and then we'll start testing some bits and bobs, and I'll show you how I try and figure stuff out. Right, so I've got my multimeter set on continuity, and this one don't beep when you continuity. This one don't beep when you have a circuit. It does a 1, meaning open loop. Now, if you have a circuit, it'll come up with, I believe it's ohms on here, whatever that reading is. Usually I don't know what that means. But what we're going to do is we're going to go and individually test every single component we can see on there with one lead at one end and one lead at the other, and seeing if we've got continuity through everything. And then I'm going to need to do a little bit of research online to see whether I can just swap them control modules over. Because if that's the case, that just saves me a whole load of arsing about. But while I'm here, I'm going to have a look. Right, I've done the best I can with that. I can't actually find anything that doesn't seem to be testing any way that I want to expect. But I'm not an expert, as I said, so possibly missed something. Now, I've gone on the Jag forum and I've just put a post up seeing if changing this board over to the other one would work. Makes sense in my head, but then it also makes sense in my head that there'd be a security something that make it not work too. I guess we'll find out. It's going to take me a little bit of research and talking to people and fucking about. For you lot, you should know pretty much now. Oh, right, I'm really struggling with that. I changed that RF board over, put it in, still exact same problem. Car runs, brake lights all work, all lovely and that now. But we've got a Recus security, I can't remember what the bloody message is on the dash. I'm going to have to go and Google that and see if I can figure anything else out. Because, yeah, I dare say it's going to need some sort of coding to make it work. Or cloning the other, but yeah, it didn't work. So I'm just gonna go back inside now. We'll just put my tools away. I've got to put the other one back together because it's all in bits on my desk. Yeah, and I guess that'll be the end of this video. And we'll see what happens from now. I've been looking at other ones on the internet, and it seems I can get them with a fob for like 100 quid. Now, is that going to work when it comes? I don't know, you tell me. But that might be the route I go down. I don't know. We've still got to look at the exhaust. Maybe I'll get that done tomorrow, get it up in the air and have a look at that. Yeah, we'll see. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, all that bollocks. If not, who gives a fuck, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.